Well, it's been a hot minute since we looked at manga values, and I know that sounds like a total clickbait title. It's not. I, I just want to show you a screen of eBay here. Sold listings listed from the highest. So we look at the first one, the highest, Beckett Grading Services 9.6. One Piece, number one, volume one. It says it sold for $14,000 US. It didn't actually go for that. It had a best offer accepted, but I honestly believe like this had to have gone for at least 10 grand. Again, same thing with that BGS 9.6 Naruto number one first printing. $14,000 US was the listing. Again, best offer accepted. I'm gonna bet it wasn't too far off that. Let's go in the Wayback Machine here. About a year and a half ago, when I was looking at the most valuable English language manga. And as you can see on my spreadsheet, like these are the top English language manga sales of 2023 when I was doing this every week. It is literally dominated by those Viz 1 in 5,000s. Now, of those ones, by far, the most valuable ones were the One Piece. I think last week there was a sale for one of those 1 in 5,000s, which was in terrible shape. I'll post it here. Went for like $1,100. Just to give you a little refresher for English manga, I'll post some, normally if you had a high book, like Jormungand 6, Triage 5, Triage 7, Basra Volume 20. English language, those would go for maybe $300 to $500. Basically all supply and demand. So what we're seeing now is with Beckett Grading Services, there is a collector's market here, but the interesting thing is it's not an English language manga collecting market because we're a foreign language edition. If we pick up an English manga, remember, we're not the first printing. We may have the first printing in the English language. It's the Japanese version that's actually first printing. So I just wanted to take you through an interesting search I did with Witch Hat Atelier, just to illustrate another very important factor here. Now, Witch Hat Atelier is it's one I collect. This will never be as valuable as the books I show because first thing, it's in English. It's in English language. Second, it's not a 9.8. Third, it's 12th printing is the one I got. But the weirdest thing, and I'm going to show you on this video here, there's another factor that's most important. So we'll just have a look at this video I started last night. And again, these are listings. These are not sold values, so that doesn't mean they'll sell for that much. You can see that 9.8 first 2100s. The 9.4 drops down to about 730 or 700. So as you can see, there's a huge jump, but holy cow, what is that? That's a 9.8 first edition, number one. So what's going on there? Like, why is there such a difference? Basically the same book, right? So it's first printing Japanese, 9.8. I'll tell you right now, this is one thing I never considered. It's the obi. In Japan, they have an obi around their manga, which we don't have in English. Now, obi is basically that little strip of information on a separate piece of paper wrapped around the book at the bottom. The difference between like a 9.8 first printing Japanese with the obi versus without the obi is huge. The next one I've put up here, and again, this hasn't sold yet, but just to show you, like this is Soul Eater Volume 9, first edition Japanese from 2007. It is a 9.8, has the obi. You can see is listed as $1,500. And again, this is volume 9. It's not volume 1. So it's crazy. Let's go to a more recent one. So this one actually did sell. This is Solo Leveling, volume 1, Japanese, with the obi, $750. It's not a rare volume. It might be rare with the obi in that condition. But like I said, compared to that Triage 7, which was still in the freaking wrapping, that went for $375. So what we've seen Becca Grading Services do here is basically establish a collector's market, but it's in the Japanese language manga, not the English language. As far as I can tell, the English, except for those 1 in 5,000s or any other rare collectible special edition ones perhaps. But English language still supply and demand. Japanese, first printing with the obi, 9.8 popular, money. That's basically all I'm going to say. Well, so considering that's all I want to say, that's going to bring to an end to this video. But man, that was kind of interesting. I'm old enough to remember when there was no CGC or whatever for comics. They were a lot cheaper back then, like back in the 90s, 80s. When you had that grading and certification service, it is starting to happen with the Japanese language manga. The most surprising fact of today was that obi. Holy cow. Just having that obi around the bottom of your manga in a 9.8, huge. Anyway, thought I'd let you all know you can check this out yourselves. Go onto eBay, sold listings, you know, manga Japanese, and then type in BGS, see what happens. Yeah, interesting times. Anyways, thanks again for watching. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.